Communication Privacy Management Theory, otherwise known as CPM, considers the day-to-day decisions we make for disclosing or not disclosing information about ourselves. The theory suggests that we uphold and manage our privacy boundaries in different relationships depending on the benefits and costs of the information that we choose to disclose. But because every individual has their own privacy policies and boundaries, once information is shared, each party needs to come to a mutual understanding of how to disclose the information to others. Sandra Petronio, a professor in the Department of Communication Studies at Indiana University, Purdue, is the original theorist of CPM. Everyone has secrets, and sharing information can be risky business. We often face an internal battle of whether or not to share certain information with others. We see our private information as our own personal belonging, and we believe we have the right to control how this information is disclosed. We weigh out the risks and rewards for sharing private information, and if the rewards outweigh, then disclosure happens. Once we share the information with someone else, the other person becomes a co-owner of the information. It's very similar as to when we share secrets with our friends, family, and others who are close to us. But once someone else becomes a co-owner of your information, you need to be sure to let them know who they can't disclose that information to. Because we all have our own privacy policies and boundaries. Oftentimes, boundaries can be crossed and privacy policies can be broken, and this can lead to hindering our closest relationships. An important thing to note is that not everyone will be willing to hear what you're willing to disclose, so be careful with sharing too much information because this too can hinder a relationship. So who uses communication privacy management, you ask? Well, we all do. We use it in our jobs, to become closer to our bosses, to get to know our coworkers. We use CPM in all of our friendships, especially at the very foundation of them when we get to know one another. We use communication privacy management in our families, when we're trying to decide whether or not to share our secrets with our parents, our siblings, our cousins. We especially use CPM in our closest and most intimate relationships. We disclose this information to keep each other safe and to grow into a strong and loving pair. In this representation, we see person A and person B, both set off by their own boundaries and both obtaining private information for which they are the owner. In the middle, we see information they've disclosed to one another and now share.